Hey, what's up guys? Adi here with the final tutorial of this series. Last time we took care of the login page and today we'll do the dashboard page. It's gonna be the tutorial is gonna be a bit longer than usual because we have a lot of ground to cover. And we're gonna start with writing the markup for the entire page. And then we'll grab some icons from Photoshop and finally write the CSS and some quick JavaScript functions to make these expand, collapse content modules. So let's fire up Espresso, and I'm gonna duplicate the login page. All right, call it dashboard. Alrighty, a couple of changes here. We'll keep the style sheet and the reference to the Google font. The top bar, now the top bar, as we can see in the Photoshop, has a bunch of buttons, including a drop-down menu from the logged in button. So the best way to do this is organize all of it in a list. So let's do UL with an ID of nav, and this will have several list items. Let's see, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So 5 list items, each containing a link. Cool. All right, so the first link will be this one, return to website. Okay, second one will be logged in as, let's say admin, and let's give it a class of button, round, dark. Image is to the left, and the image will be IC menu user. All right, let's copy this class. The next one will be 3 new messages. That's going to be our notification button. So button, round, dark, image left, IC notification active, just to give it the blue color. Okay, next one is settings and logout or log off or whatever. These are placeholder buttons anyway, so the user will just replace them with the ones from his CMS. Okay, so IC settings and IC logout. Cool. Now, in order to make the submenu for the logged in button, we'll do a nested list. So inside this list item, okay, we'll do UL, which has, let's put 3 list items, and each list item will have a link as well. All right, first one, let's say user profile, just some random information here. Change password and log out. Cool. All right. Next, there isn't a search bar. I just realized when I was looking over the PSD, I forgot to include a search bar in the original mockup. So we'll do that in the coding stage right now. So we'll do form with an ID of search form. let's do a field set, and let's do an input type text for starters. All right. So input type text, ID will be search keyword. Okay, and we'll do placeholder equals search. Now, placeholder is an HTML5 attribute, so it's not going to work in Internet Explorer, Opera 10 and below, and Firefox 3.6 and below, if I remember this correctly. So we'll also do an input hidden, and the value is submit. All right, so when the user types in and hits enter, it's gonna submit the form. All right, so we have the menu and we have the search form. Let's open this in Safari, see what we got so far. All right, the search, we can also style it, the input, by giving it the class of button, round, dark. So it's gonna look something like this. We'll style this even further to get rid of the border, and also style the placeholder color. But all in good time. Now it's time to create the tabs. Now the tab area is a bit shorter in height compared to the one in the login page, so we'll have to style that differently. But basically we have a list of tabs and the company logo. So let's do a header with tabs. All right. Remove the login intro, and we'll do UL with an ID of tabs, which has, let's do 3 list items, each containing an anchor tag. All right. First one will be dashboard. Second, let's do second tab and third tab. All right. And also the company logo that you see here is a bit smaller than the one in the login page. So we'll do company logo small, different ID. We'll just resize the logo. Okay. So the tabs are done. Let's have a quick look. Cool. Okay. Next, the content. Now the content is a bit tricky. We have a bit, the structure is a bit complicated, but not so much. So let's copy this, the page full width. All right. We didn't need the page full width div in the login page because the form was automatically centered on the page, but we do need it here because we need this content to scale, to resize according to the viewport. So 2 big elements we have here: the side menu, which will be floated to the left, and also the content, the side content, which is floated to the right. And inside the side content, we have these content modules, these boxes. So let's begin. Div with a class of side menu and float. Float left. Actually, we'll do the floats a bit later when we get to the actual styling. Let's just do the markup for now. So side menu plus div side content. Let's work with these for starters. All right, some comments. Cool. Now the side menu, pretty easy structure. We have an H3 and a list. So H3 plus UL, which holds about, let's do 3 list items, which hold some anchor tags. The H3 says side menu, and the links some quick links there. Now the side content, let's begin by writing the markup for one of these boxes. Now the box has 2 components: the heading, right, that you can see here, which holds the title and this little text, and the actual content. So let's do div with a class of content module, which holds another div with a class of content module heading, plus div with a class of content module main. All right. Looking good. Okay, now the heading will have an H3 plus a span for that small text. So we'll do H3 plus span. The H3 says table design in our case, and the span says click to expand collapse. Now when we get to the final video, we'll add some jQuery functions to dynamically change this text. You know, if we're hiding the content, we'll say click to expand. If we're showing, we'll say click to collapse. So for the content module main, the first content we have is a table. So let's do table, which holds a THead plus tfoot plus tbody. Now this is the correct way to write the markup for a table, to include the THead, tfoot, and tbody. So quick cleanup here. THead will hold basically the table heading. So we'll do tr and then some ths. So th times 5, we have first one, the checkbox, name, username, email, and finally we'll do a 5th one for the action buttons. So we'll do th times 5. The first one, checkbox. So input type checkbox. Second one is name, username, email, and actions. All right, so that's done with the THead. Now, you might notice tfoot is between THead and tbody, and actually this is the way it's supposed to be. It's semantically correct. It's maybe weird. You'd expect tfoot to be below tbody since it's a footer, but the standards tell us that tfoot is between THead and t-body. So let's run with that. We'll do a tr, and the footer will hold a drop-down box and a button. So we'll do tr, another td, and we'll say colspan equals 5 because we needed to stretch the entire width of the table. And inside the table cell, we have a label plus a select plus an anchor tag. So label will be for, let's say, table footer. We'll say with selected. Select name is table footer. Let's do table footer actions. It makes more sense. Okay, and inside the select, we'll do 3 options. All right, and we'll do delete, I don't know, archive and export. All right, and the button says apply to selected. Let's give it a class. We'll say round button blue. We have no images, but we'll also do a class of small button because the one we have in Photoshop is a bit big, is a bit too big, so we'll do a smaller one. Cool. Let's have a look so far. So we have the side menu and we have the table with the heading and the footer so far. So let's add some rows in the body. A couple of simple rows, tr, that hold a td. So the td, the first one will be a checkbox. So we'll do input, type checkbox, and then we'll add 4 more TDs. All right, first one, name. We'll just put in my name. Second one is a username. Third is an email, and we'll do a link. And fourth will be some actions. And for the actions, we'll have 2 links with a class of table actions button IC edit. Duplicate this, IC delete. And we're gonna style these links so that the icon is on the background, and when we click them, they'll do, you know, what buttons are supposed to do. All right, let's copy this row again and once more. So we have 3 rows just to see what our table looks like. Cool. All right. Have a look. Okay. So that's our table. Next on the list is the form elements box, and we'll do some inputs and text area, and also some radios and checkboxes and drop downs, just to show a possible user what every element in a form looks like. All right, let's see. So for this, we need the content module with the heading and the content module main. So div content module cool. Oops, let's not forget the comments. And just so we don't waste a lot of space here, let me quickly collapse these. All right. So the heading has an h3 plus span, and the h3 says form elements, and then click to collapse expand. Cool. All right, now for the main, if we look at the PSD, we see our elements are split in half. So we can do that by saying div with a class of half size column times 2. All right, in the first one, we'll do a form with a field set. And we'll do paragraph, which holds label plus input type text. And also the input has a class of default size input. Okay, look. All right. So label for, let's do simple input. Cool. Copy this. And again. Next one will be a full width input. Let's do full size input for the class, just so we keep a consistency among names. All right, so full width input, full size, full width. All right, that's good. Finally, we have an error input. So we'll do label for error input. Class, let's do a default size, and the ID is error input. And also for class, let's do error input as well. Now we also want the label to be read and the description to be read. So let's add the description first. This is an error style input, and to make everything read, we'll do a paragraph with a class of form error. Okay, in the second half we have a text area and a label, of course, but we'll include these in a paragraph. No, not input, label, sorry. All right, so label for simple text area. and let's add some paragraphs. Sorry, some radio buttons. So we'll do paragraph, and then we'll do label that says radio buttons, and we'll do another label for radio selected, and this time we'll include the radio button inside the label, and you'll see why in a bit. So we'll do input type equals radio, and it's selected, so we'll do checked equals checked, and we'll do ID equals radio selected. And inside the label we'll also add some text, and we'll do a selected radio button. Alright, copy this. We'll do radio unselected now, remove checked, ID is radio unselected, and the actual label is an unselected radio button. Cool. Let's do the same for the checkbox. So it's checkboxes. Let's do check selected. Okay. A selected checkbox and check unselected. An unselected checkbox. Okay. Next, let's do a drop-down menu. So paragraph, which holds label plus select. Label for, let's do simple select. Okay, and a bunch of options. Let's do option times 4 or times 2. Let's do OP1 and OP2. Some simple values here, option 1 and option 2. Okay, and finally we'll do a submit button. So input paragraph input type submit, value will be submit, and class will be button round blue image right, and IC arrow right. All right, cool. So let's have a look, see if we got all the elements. Simple input, full with input, we got to do the class for this, error with an M, text area, radio buttons, some checkboxes, drop down, and a submit button. Alright, cool. Now to submit, I think we can get away with having the submit by itself, not included in a paragraph, and that way it will take the original font size, because the paragraph has a font size of 0.75 ems, if you remember from last time's tutorial. So I think it's right arrow here. Yeah, okay. All right. So far so good. So tables done, form elements are done. The next thing we gotta do is these two boxes with the messages and a bunch of other buttons. Okay, so for that, let's open up Espresso again. And I'm gonna go here where it says end content module. See why the comments are so useful. I don't have to go now and you know, look up and see which is the end of my original div. All right, let me just close this up. Okay. Now these two content modules are actually half size. So we'll do, to begin with, div with a class of half size column. Oops. Times 2. And inside we'll do the original div content module, sorry, plus div heading, not plus, sorry, plus div all right. So the heading h3 plus span as usual. First one is a half size box. All right, and for the main box, let's do a couple of divs. So div with a class of times 4. Okay, so now all I gotta do is go here and say this, oh sorry, information error confirmation and warning. And also I added the class of round to each one to make their corners round. All right, the text inside should be this. And I think we can get away with something like this to save a bit of space. Yep. All right, copy this. Cool. So the message boxes are done. Let's quickly copy all of this and add it into the other half. We'll say another half-size box, and for the content we'll have a bunch of buttons. And just to show them properly, I'll do a temporary list, which will say ul with a class of temporary temporary button showcase, which will hold, let's do about 6 list item, which have no links, but also they have some common classes like button, round, blue, image right, and also text upper. And the text upper is used to make the text uppercase inside the button. And just to make things easier for us, I'm gonna add another class of IC minus. So now when I expand this, all I gotta do is fill in with the class name that I want. All right, so the buttons, let me just quickly count all the buttons that I had in my original design. So I had 8 buttons. Copy 2 more of these. All right, so the first one is add, edit, delete, download, upload, favorite, print, and search. All right, so we'll do add, cool. Okay, let's have a look. Half size box. We have the boxes here, the message boxes, and a list with our buttons. We have the footer. Let's have a look at the PSD. And that was it. That was it, guys, for the markup video. In the next one, we'll grab some icons for starters. We'll do all the icons for all the buttons, and we'll start with the styling of all the elements. So thanks. I'll see you in the next video.